Welcome back to another great episode on Relationship Ed, guys. I am your boy Omain, and
I'm your girl Chrissy B.
There we go. All right. So what topic do we have today?
You think you did go introduce the topic?
No, you are the topic introducer.
Alright, that's a problem. So they don't know. Sorry, we just have to shout out all our way sponsors, power denim. You know what I mean?
That's
yeah.
Right.
Outside.
Them same outside. That's right.
Yes. Definitely the topic today is. It's a very touchy one. I know it's gonna make a lot of men uncomfortable, but you don't need to be uncomfortable. Some women might also be uncomfortable, to be honest, but you should not be.
Sounds interesting. Sounds like it's going to generate some views. We want to shout out to all of our viewers, all of our subscribers, all 200 plus of you.
211.
Continue
Thank
doing
you,
that.
thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. We're growing. Leave your comments. Of course, share. We want to pick up a few guys. We're going to handpick some names and call those out later on. All right. Thank you so much for your support, guys.
Yes. So the topic today is. I'm sorry. It's just still kind of. I mean, no, but they're on the good side of life, to be honest. I'm just saying. Does size really matter? Should it really matter?
Yeah. As a young man, let me take off my glasses so I don't want people to think I'm hiding. What were you going to say?
Hold on. So you're saying that size should matter?
Yes, it should. Because remember, there are extreme cases where women do fall in love with a counterpart, and say in this case is a man, but he is lacking in certain departments, and that does affect the woman negatively, and that's where, as an honest man, I would say it would matter. It also should matter.
I mean, based on our topic from last week, what we talk about again? It's right there. What topic?
What constitutes a relationship?
Yeah. So I mean, if you're into a relationship for love, not just sex, not just. Oh my God, it's so heartbreaking to hear that size would really matter for a man.
What is love really? It is things that you like about the person, something that you see that is attractive.
Yeah, just share similarities. Some of you might share differences,
but
which is attractive.
There are preferences that you see in the person that you like. And I think preferences could include body type, build, it could be financial bracket, stability, financial stability, emotional security, these things that a person can possess, as well as the pleasure factor, the pleasure stick, the John stick, you understand? And I think from that point of view, a woman who is pleased on all levels, to include financial, psychological, emotional, and physical, they tend to stay in a relationship longer, have more lasting, more enjoyable relationships. That's where I'm coming from, though.
But can one person satisfy all these needs that we may have?
That's a very good point, and I doubt it. However, even though you can't satisfy all the needs, some play a more critical role than others, depending on the person. Now, we always include the fact that no two relationships are the same. The persons in the relationships matter, their decisions, what their preferences are. But for the majority of people that I've interacted with, especially when it comes on to, when men rap, when we conversate and say, listen, my empress, boy, brother, me nah go out on her because these qualities, even when there's peer pressure in there and you have maybe a young man in the group that's what we call a player and has multiple women, he even would not be able to sway you because you are comforted and you are being assisted in such a way by your lady where there's nothing that you lack. And I think it could be said in reverse. Once the men is satisfying their women, this is what I hear from a lot of women, once you're satisfied, there's really no reason to step out. So I think that would solidify my point. Again, like and share and subscribe, guys. Comment on that one for me, man. I'm counting on you.
In fact, once they're being satisfied, they don't have any reason to cheat and to be distracted and all of that. However, satisfied how? Because if a man, you have some men who are blessed, man. And one woman, that was probably her dream. You get me? To have somebody who's well blessed who can pleasure her
well,
during.
don't.
And a man might have that thing and don't know how to use it, as well as they are not, I mean, the activity is not pleasurable. You get what I say? Like a lot of men, like our society, we know this. We grew up hearing stabbing and daggering and all of these
Sweet
things.
pepper, big buck no hat. What go on there, so? You're well endowed and can't knock. Trouble. Yes.
So really and truly, it really don't matter. Like sometimes, but to be honest, I've always said that it is something that is high on my list. But once again, you might have a lot of men who are blessed, however they don't know how to use it. They are not charming, they are not romantic in any way or form. They also might have that set for them, down pat, but they don't meet our other needs. Like you know, you might just need a companion and not just somebody who can.
You mean a sugar stick? You mean like a boy toy, like a joyride, something like that?
Right, but then just don't, like I said, they're not a companion.
But isn't the topic then, does size matter? And if that's the case, if you have just a boy toy, the size automatically matters because you want just pleasure and not a companion. If it is that you want a companion, then the other factors come into play. I really like this topic, guys. I think we should have a panel discussion.
Which
people bringing in their feedbacks, just sending us stuff. We will read them out. If you would have us, we could vote on that as well.
But hold on, which one of our topics don't need a panel? Like, we just want everybody's voice to be heard. As a matter of fact, we do have some videos after this which persons will be sharing their opinion on if it should or if it does matter.
Please, you know, on this side, the greener pasture where the men reside, the honest, forward-thinking kind of men, you will agree mostly with me. Do not disappoint me, guys. Again, Sila, like, share, subscribe.
So you're saying for most men, you're thinking that they would say size matters.
Yes.
And by size, we're talking about on the man's side and not the female, because you have some women who...
We could never be talking about the female side.
No, we talk about the female, because you have some women who are quite loose because... I mean, I'm going to also give you tips. I'm not I'm not a psychologist or no doctor or nothing, but there are things that you can do, present our bodies well. So, for example, you have some women who are lazy. And if you feel like, when I lazy one, don't be offended by me calling it the word that it is, lazy. You need to walk around. Find even half a mile if you walk. You know what I mean? If you have your car, because we know a lot of us are very complacent. We get up every day, we just walk into our cars. We go to Burger King, KFC, we car the whole day. Then we go back to work. There's no time for walking. There's no time for exercising. I'm not going to tell you to pick up no sport. I love sports, so I go always do that. But I'm just saying to you that this is one of the ways you can exercise the muscles, as well as if you are urinating. I don't know if some of you have had kids before. Doctor will tell you to exercise the area by, holding on to your pee, kind of like holding it on, let it go, and so on. It's a form of exercising. So, and that's a easy way of exercising.
Can I jump in here?
Sure.
Now, this is very refreshing to hear from a woman's perspective. We men can't really talk much about it. Even if we have experience with a lot of females around, we are not female. And hence, therefore, why I would speak more from the male's perspective as why size matters from our end. When it comes on to our counterpart, there are preferences. Like, we want to be able to enjoy that moment or moments when we are actually making love. It shouldn't be too loose or anything like that. If it isn't loose, we would prefer that at all, like really,
right.
and everything else that comes with that. But really and truly, it's very refreshing to hear honesty from a woman's perspective, things that we can do, and to not be lazy where that is concerned. Don't be offended, guys. It's just our point of view. As I say, we're not professionals, but we do give honest feedback. If you do agree, leave a like, share, comment. I'm hitting you guys with that every single time in the video. We really want to see you participate more and hear while we share your views.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, an additional thing that we can throw in is even on the matter of exercising. it's not just to keep the area, tight, but even throughout the process, having sex. Of course, we are big people, we can chat.
That's right.
Because this is for age 18 and older.
Should be.
So if it is that you're having sex and the songs out there, boring girl, whatever, in a bedroom and don't know how to present yourself in terms of be active. You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
Be active from first minute to 2 hours later. Some people cannot last that long. That's fine. It's just that you still have to, you know what I mean? Because men talk, men do, think about these things. As much as the size, we're talking about the size, we're also talking about, you improving your area. Can also improve our next parts in the bedroom.
Before we go any further, like I was saying, from the male's perspective, if we're honest, it should matter. From the woman's perspective, now we're getting somewhere. Does size matter?
For me, I was always the girl who says it does matter, because I think it's something that can really add to my happiness or take away. Because trust me, like we never gonna suffer laugh. You get me? I never gonna laugh, so the whole ticklish business not gonna work. You get what I say? Like if me did want to laugh, me doesn't get like tickle me and you get what I say? Like yeah, that's funny, but yeah, there's no funny in that. Like you get what I say? Me not say a serious time, but
a serious time.
Oi, me not say it's a serious time, but kind of serious. You know what I mean? Cause at the end of it, both of you want to like, just exhale at the end, like that nice, you know what I mean, the awesome feeling that we get after.
So
everything.
this is you agreeing with my point. Just say it for the camera so everybody can hear. Very good. So size does matter.
But should it?
Well, I think we are going there. If you differ in terms of your point of view, please leave a like, a share, a comment, but most importantly, tell me why in your comments as well. We want to know. We want to share those views because, as you know, we tend to have very interesting points. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't.
Right. So yeah, it does matter for me, and as Omin said, it matters for men. But should it matter?
We're gonna jump into that. Really want to get the panel in there. Really want to get your comments in as well, guys. I think it should matter. And in such a way where if you're going to pursue somebody, guys, and you feel really confident in all your factors, it's not something to boast about, it's something to be honest about. It's very serious. It's nothing to take too light, but you definitely need to include this into your conversation. It helps out with the longevity of whatever type of relationship you're gonna have, whether it's just a boy toy, whether it's just for companionship, whether it's a combination of both. So have these conversations. Try to develop a meaningful way to communicate with your partner so that you go in there with your eyes open and you don't get surprised in a bad way once you start to develop feelings. It's like you're wasting your time. It's like you're saying, you know what, these are the things that I like, but let me just wait and see and don't say nothing. Then you get surprised and it goes to hell.
I definitely agree with that. I'm also thinking, I've met some very nice people in my lifetime, older men, younger men, same age. However, I'm just thinking, if after meeting somebody, we had this very good conversation, realize, some other person I really gotta rap for the rest of my life. I'm not talking about, look up on the stage. No. As in, we can have a good relationship in terms of conversation.
Like that.
But then, they cannot please me in the bedroom. Is it that at that point I'm going to decide that this is it just because of that one thing? I mean, the life has become more dynamic, like the world in itself. There's a lot of pleasure doesn't end there, right?
There's a lot of truth in what you just said, but the same can be said in the reverse. He could be lacking in the one department and you seem to overlook it. But then he could be lacking in the same department and you're like, well, should I think more? I enjoy the conversations and that's fine, but I know I won't be pleased and that's going to affect me. So let's leave it at the friendship and find somebody that can please me in those specific ways, even if they lack the communication. So on both sides, again, should it matter? Does size matter? Really good conversation. This has been another wonderful topic and episode on
Relationship Ed, where we try to figure out what's going on in his head
and her head. Hey, I'm your boy May.
I'm your girl Chrissy B.
We're out.
Thank you.
Does size matter? Now for me, I'm saying yes and no. Yes, in that no woman actually wants a guy that is hella small, that they are not actually sexually gratified, getting some sort of sexual gratification from. No, and I say no in regards to health reasons, because having a guy thrusting into you and so on, over time this can affect a woman. Now it could lead to cancer, it could lead to her hemorrhaging. So as women too, we need to bear that in mind. Yes, there are sometimes you may want to have rough or rigorous sex, but you have to take into consideration that this could affect you in the long term health wise. So yes, in that you want something that is good enough for you to be sexually gratified from. No, because of health reasons. So I guess we pretty much want something that is okay enough, that doesn't try to kill us off, but pleasure is there nonetheless.
Should size matter? Well, I think it's up to you, right? My view on this is that, or my theory is that it shouldn't matter. I mean, if you're a small person, big person, whatever size you are, to me, in order to make it work for both you and your partner, right, maybe to do a bit of research. You know, let's say you're small, find ways you can hit the right spot. If you're big, do the same. But to me, I don't think it should matter. Just do you, fam. Do you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to know, good to know. So just a quick question. Does size matter?
Yes.
Why do you say size matter? Give me your reason.
Well, because sometimes them bottom part too big, so unbearable.
What do you mean by their bottom
so that's
part?
the average size.
So you prefer if they're not too big, not too small, is that the
Yes.
case?